Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So, welcome everyone. How are you all? I see 3 participants today. May I know Arif? Where are you from? Arif or Arif? Am I audible?
Yes, audible.
Yeah.
This is Ari from Chennai.
I see, mashallah. So I have seen you in my class for the first time. So I would like to know about you. Where are you from and what you're studying or doing job, something. Just tell us about yourself.
Myself, I'm an IT guy. I'm working in one. Mindgate is one of in my current company. I'm working there. So I just got a link of Python. So just want to know how it is the behavior of it, how it is working. For that reason, I just joined here.
I see. Are you in our group?
Yes.
Okay.
Muhammad Afzal is Muhammad Afzal, Alim, Razim. They are my friends. They are my colleague. So with help of them, I joined in this group 3 years before, I think.
3 years before?
Yeah, 2 years before.
But our group is just from 3 months.
No, not this. No, not this one. No, I got this link in Peace. Actually, Peace is one of our WhatsApp group. Through
Okay.
that, I got it. I got this code with confidence group.
Yeah.
So with that only I joined here.
Okay. Nice to know
Okay,
about you. Okay. Thank you very much. Nice to know about you. So we are in the third session of Python programming. We are actually in the beginning. In the first 2 classes, we have known about Python. Why do we have to learn this programming language? And before learning any programming language, we need to know how to develop an algorithm or flowchart. So we have firstly learned about that, and now we are going to Python programming actually today, inshallah. So today we'll be learning about what are the types of languages. I mean to say what types of languages. Type means I'm not saying the names of the languages like Python is a language, C++ is a language, Java is a language, but what is the type of that language? Is that an international language or it's a local language in terms of our human language, if I say. For example, I'm talking to you in English now. English is an international language. It's accepted everywhere. You can talk in English everywhere. But when it comes to Malayalam or something like this, which is very local to India and very specific state, you cannot use this language everywhere. So I want you to understand what are the types of languages that are there in programming. We'll not go into deep, just we'll try to understand that we need to know type of language so that we uh, we get into love with Python language. You know, Python is very different. If you understand the type and how it's working, you will always use Python for solving any kind of problem. And we'll also know what is meant by compiling and what is meant by interpreting. Then on, we'll go to the first program, Hello World, inshallah. So in terms of types of languages, broadly speaking, there will be from low level to high level languages, and I have broadly, actually not by me, it's by default. Most of the accepted people, they classify the languages in these 3 groups. First is the assembly language, and as you see the text here, the complicated one, you don't have to understand it now, and so I'll not be speaking about this more. This is the language which is very low level and which is used for programming or running the processor and the all the hardware things of a machine. Okay, so we'll not go into the details of this type of language. The middle level is a compiled language. Compiled language, it means whenever you are trying to solve some problem, you will write some lines of code, and then that lines of code are compiled, are converted, and then that will be turned into a machine code, and then the machine will understand what's happening. Okay, the compiled languages will have one step, one barrier behind. Okay, one barrier it will have from the user and the machine. What is that? Compilation. Okay, that examples are C, C++, and Java. Whereas the interpreted languages we have is examples of that I am giving is Python and JavaScript. So these languages, they don't require any compilation. When you're writing one line of code, that will be seen down. I mean, that will be directly seen, directly executed without any compilation. And also, you can write this language line by line. The first sentence you wrote, hello, how are you? And you can see the output. How are you doing? You can see the output. But it's not the case for the compiled languages. You have to write the whole program, compile it, and then execute it. But here, you write here, you see the execution. Right here, see the execution in this way. So this is completely user-friendly language. It means it has all the platform integration. If you want to use Python in C, C++, you can use it. If you want to use Python in Java, you can use it. If you want to use Python in any other language, you can use it with machine learning, with everything you can. And some of the students of this Code with Confidence group wanted C++ also. So I thought that we will integrate Python and C++ because we are in the beginning stage. We can learn any language. Our focus will be Python, but along with Python, we'll also get to know about C++. So if we want to try to understand what is being compilation and what is being interpretation, I'll give you this image and will make you understand in this way. So this is the source code. Source code, it means the lines of code that we will write. Okay, if it is a C, if it is C, what we will write, let me remove this and so that you will not get confused. So if we are writing some code in C, we will write in this way. This is the simple hello world program. And this source code, it means something which is being written at the source. Who is the source here? Can someone say me? Who is the source here? If you are writing a program on a machine, who is the source? You are the source, right? You are writing some code on the machine. The machine is an interface now. This source code will be compiled by a compiler and it is converted into machine code in this way, and then you can see the some output later. This is compilation process. It has one barrier. Whereas interpretation, it will not have all these steps. It's directly line by line. All these things will be eliminated. All barriers are eliminated. Okay, if you want to see the compilation in terms of C++, it's okay, I'll give you the example later, inshallah. Now we will go to the first ever program, Hello World. Okay, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, good. So, are you able to understand what's here? It's hash include stdio.h int main and printf and so many things. This is the code which has to be written in the language C to get hello world as output. Okay, if all of you are from IT background, CS background, you can understand this very easily. This is just including a library called stdio. If you are from CSC, I would like to ask what is meant by stdio. Can anyone? Standard input output.
Header standard.
Okay. It is standard input output. This is just an abbreviation of this thing, right? But what does this mean? Why are we including this in our program? You know, why do we include this in our program is just, it's kind of a library. It has some numerous definition. What kind of definitions it has? It has the definitions of the functions which are of input and output purpose, which are serving the purpose of standard input and output. What is the output function that we use for printing something in C? It's printf, right? So this is output function. What is the input function? It's scanf, right? When I gave you some word, I gave you some kind of word and ask you the meaning of it, and you don't know the meaning of that word, what will you do? What will you do? I asked you some word and you don't know the meaning. What will you do? You will not do anything, right? You will not do anything. Is it? Please be interactive.
Yes.
You will not do anything if you don't know the meaning of that word. What will you do? You will try to search it anywhere, right?
Yeah.
Where will you search it? Tell me. On internet, on Google, or in a dictionary, or somewhere in your books, right? These are the sources. These are the libraries for finding something. So the same way, this is a library. This has tons of lines of codes for everything. This is a library which consists of the meaning of this printf function, the definition of this function. If you don't include this thing, the printf will not understand what it has to do. When you include this, the definition of this function, it will fetch from this place and then it will do the task. I hope you understand. When I ask you to make, all of you are Muslims, right? Yeah. So if I ask you to make halim and you don't know how to make it, how will you do that? You will do nothing, right? I will give you one recipe book. You can do it, right? The same way. It's like it has the definitions, lines of instructions that you have to print something on the console. Got it, right? These things you have to understand in C if you want to print hello world. And what is this int main? Any C program cannot run without the main function. Main is the starting point of function in C, right? And what is this return? What is this int? Now tell me, please. If you are not going to answer, I'll be doubting that you are from CS background. What is this int? Why are we writing it here?
Int is it's a data type.
Okay, data type. Arif, can I write something here
Yes.
instead of int?
As a syntax, we can't write anything in except int.
Except int. For example, if I want to write something else here, void, can I?
There won't be any error, but it won't give the output, I think.
Okay. Um, I'm sorry if I am bothering all of you, but the way of my teaching will be that you have to know each and every word, each and every letter that you write. Okay? So even C, we are not concerned with the C language, but because I am trying to make you understand the difference between C and Python, I want you to know at least this hello world program that we write in C. Okay? So let me tell you what is a data type. Okay, the main function is a start. The main function will take the data type here. Sorry, the return type. I'm sorry, that's not data type, it's the return type. So for main function, you can write void main or int main or float main or anything, depending upon the return type that we write here. So always remember, the main function start with this flower brace, end with this flower brace. This and this will be connected. Before this, you have to make sure, and before this, you have to make sure that these things match. If you write void main, void means nothing. Okay? When you are writing nothing, you don't have to write this. Okay? Done? Void main, it says that the main function is not returning anything. That's why we will not write return at the end. If we are writing int main, then we are saying that this main function is returning something, and because we don't have any integer to return here, we are simply writing return 0. Okay, just keep this in your mind, and will not bore you much, and I'll go forward to see how we will write a how we'll write hello world program in C++. Okay. For the hello world program in C++, what we'll do is, as I told you, hash include stdio.h is a library in C, the same way iostream is a library in C++. Okay. iostream,
Yes.
input output stream.
Okay.
C++ will take input and output in terms of streams. Stream means chunk of data. Input stream and output stream. Okay, good. And then the same way, one thing will be same in C++ and C is int main and this return. If you write void main here, you don't have to write return anything here. Okay. And this curly braces will be same, and the C and C++, they are case sensitive. You have to always use lowercase letters for the syntaxes, whereas in the printing thing you can use any kind of letter, small or big, or numbers or some symbols, anything you can use in the printing thing. Here, what is this stdio cout? Cout is the output function like printf, whereas input function is cin. Okay, cin we will write in this way, not capital. Okay, we will write in this way. It's becoming capital because it's the presentation. Okay, cin, it will take in this way, take some variable like this. It's the same. Why are we writing standard here? Can anyone? Do you know why are we writing std here? No?
No.
std is it's like it's showing that we have to use the standard space for printing this output. We will write use space std. If you remember, we will write after this line. Okay, for that reason, if we are not writing use space std, Then we will write std here. So it's a bit complicated like C. C++ is also a bit complicated, but not very complicated like C. A bit advancement is C++. Then on we go to Java. How can we write hello world program in Java? So in Java, if you want to write anything, you will do it by using classes, right? You are already into the classes of Java, right? So you may know how you can write. There you have already seen the explanation of this hello world program or any other program. In that, if you want to print hello world, you will use this system.out.println. You can also write print, not a problem. Ln means the next line. It will automatically, the console goes to the next line after printing hello world. Okay, the system.out.println is print is the function to get some output, and this is the main function like C and C++ main, and this will these mains will not take any input, right? And this main will take arguments in this way. String, it will be empty, but it will take some arguments. And it's public has one definition, static has one definition, everything you will see it in your Java classes. Okay, it looks a bit complicated, right? Here we are. In Python, we write this way. What's this? Hello world. Isn't it so simple, right? It is.
Yes.
For Python to write hello world, of course, now you will love Python to program anything in Python, inshallah. Now what we'll do, chalo, what we'll do, what we are doing, we are going to write the hello world program in Python as well as C++. So we are new here. We are going to write hello world program in C++ and Python. Are we ready? Yes.
Yes.
So before writing the program, I'll tell you one another terminology. It's IDE, Integrated Development Environment. If you want to make tea, what will you do? You will take a bowl. You need a bowl, right, to make tea, and you will mix everything in that and you will get your tea done. The same way, if you want to write something, yeah, I hear someone. Okay. If you want to write something, you need the editor. It's the Integrated Development Environment. We say it IDE, Integrated Development Environment. Every programming language has its own IDE. Likewise, we have different IDEs for the Python also. You can use any IDE, but I think some of you don't have laptops, so we will try to use some of the online tools to get our programs done. Mostly recommended integrated development environment for Python is PyCharm. Firstly, to get this IDE, you have to install Python in your laptop, and then you need to get that editor where you can write the code and you can see all your files here, and the extensions that Python take for your files is .py. .py. For C, it's .c. For C++, it's .cpp. And whatever you do the programming, it's seen here. It's the output. You can also debug and you can see the output, errors, everything you can see here. So I want those who have the laptops to first install Python in their laptops and also get this IDE PyCharm. If you go to these links, I share the PPT after our class, and then you can download it. Those who don't have it, please do it online. Okay, I think this link will help you to do online Python programming. I searched some of the links. Are you able to see my screen? I want you to try it in your phones. Now, if we are ready, then we can try it in our phones if these links are opening and we can see the Python programming IDs. Okay, these two links support as far as I know, but please check it. I sent the links in the chat box. Okay. Please tell me if it's running. We will write our program. I'll also send it on WhatsApp, our group. Arif, do you have laptop?
No, I have my office laptop, not personal laptop.
Okay, so you cannot install anything in that?
No, no, already it got full. I don't have, but I will try to execute it in online.
Okay, you can do that. Yes, that's okay. You can do it online. So first, now what we'll do is execute our one simple program. And because we don't have many participants today, we will end with only this one program. And because also one of the participants told that she's not attending the class, so we'll end with only one simple program. Okay, inshallah. Let us do it here. Okay. What I do, you can do it in IDE or online. Now I am doing it on online. What I write, I'll clear everything so it helps you to understand. Okay. I write print. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Hello. Okay. Is that correct? Am I writing correctly? The print one? Am I right? The syntax for Python? This line of code? Is it correct? Shall I run it?
No, semicolon is there. Semicolon.
I don't know why it's not going.
Semicolon.
Semicolon is not required in Python. Yeah. See, we see the output. This is only the Hello Mehraj program. Okay. If I want to print any variable, if I want the sum of two variables, I do 5 plus 6 and I get the output 11. See, if you want to write the same program in C++, how will you do? Let us write it in C++, the same program. If you want to do the sum of two variables, what will you do? First, declare two variables, int x and y, and another variable to store z, and then you will say z equals x plus y, and then you are going to print the value of z.
Z.
Right? This is the way. And I have not completed the program. I have to write int main, I have to include everything, and then I have to write this decoratory curly braces, and then it will do your task. So, isn't it Python easy, right? So inshallah, in the next class, I'll come up with interesting programs and you have to execute it with me. So what I recommend you is go to the websites that I have given and try to execute hello world, hello your name, and whatever sentences that you want to do, that you want to execute, do it with Python. And in the next class, we'll give you some in-class assignments, in-class activities, then you will do with me, inshallah. Okay? Thank you for
Okay.
joining and thank you for your time. Inshallah, we'll meet in the next class.
Yeah, thank you. Salam.
Assalamu alaikum. Alaikum assalam.